Hello, my name is Alex Teutsch from the University of Kentucky, and the title of my poster is Impact of Dry Matter at Ensiling on Final pH and Nutritive Value of Mixed Cool Season Haylage. To introduce, harvesting hay as baleage allows for a more timely harvest, especially in the spring when curing conditions are not optimal. Baleage undergoes an anaerobic fermentation where the sugars are converted to lactic acid, in turn reducing the final pH. Currently, the recommended dry matter percentage for baleage is 35 to 45%. An increasing number of producers are utilizing baleage as a rain management tool, ensiling hay that's almost dry enough to bale. This is often referred to as sweet hay and likely undergoes a partial fermentation, accounting for the sweet smell. The main objective of this study was to evaluate the impact of dry matter at ensiling on final pH and nutritive values of cool season grasses. The experimental design was a random complete block design with 5 reps. The study was repeated in 2 mixed cool season hay fields. 5 sampling areas were marked in each field. Sampling began at cutting and continued every 2 hours until dusk, resuming at 10 a.m. the following days. Sampling stopped when the forage was dry enough to bale at a dry matter percentage of greater than 82%. Immediately after baling, core samples were taken. You can see an example of a core sample being taken on the right side of Figure 4. Grab samples were immediately processed. You can see an example of a grab sample on the left side of Figure 4. The forage was chopped into 2 to 3 inch lengths and packed into quart-sized food saver bags about 3/4 of the way full. The bags were then vacuum sealed, and then the remaining sample was weighed, dried, reweighed, and ground. Dry matter was calculated, and nutritive value was determined using the near-infrared spectroscopy. Many silos were allowed to ferment for 6 weeks. After those 6 weeks, the mini silos were opened and processed, as shown in Figure 6. The sample pH was determined by putting an amount of the forage from each sample into a cup and allowing it to soak in water for 20 minutes. The remaining sample not used in the pH analysis was then ground for nutritive value determination using the near-infrared spectroscopy. A polynomial regression was used to determine the impact of dry matter at ensiling. Higher dry matter at ensiling resulted in a higher final pH as shown in Figure 1. Crude protein decreased in a quadratic manner as dry matter increased, as shown in Figure 2. The dry matter at ensiling had little impact on ADF, NDF, TDN, and IVTDMD. If air is excluded, dry matter at ensiling had little impact on the nutritive value characteristics of cool season grasses conserved as baleage. Ensiling hay that is almost dry enough to bale may be a viable rain management strategy. However, ensiling at a dry matter percentage of 35 to 45% is still recommended since it ensures optimal fermentation. Thank you very much.